Hello, everybody, and welcome. I know there's going to be a lot of new people here because I have recently returned to the YouTubes. Um, this video is basically just going to be a continuation of a kind of thing that I did in the past, which is basically laying forward for you the things that I plan on playing or that I have been playing and that I'm working on, and what the current situation with the channel is, and any update news that would be necessary for people to know, and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to keep it nice and short if I can. I don't want this to be like a half-hour video. I want it to keep it in under 10 minutes. Under 5 minutes would be great, but 5 to 10 minutes, perfect, awesome. Get a good idea of what we're planning on doing around here in the next little bit. First of all, if you aren't familiar, if you are one of the people who have subscribed, or maybe are just visiting since I have returned to YouTube, I guess, what was it? It was March or early April. I had about just under 1,600 videos published from the channel previously. We had well over 1,000 subscribers, who many of which have unsubscribed over the past because we weren't actually pushing out content. And the last few years, I haven't really been doing a whole lot. That's life changes and work changes and all those kinds of things, and just didn't have the time to commit to doing anything. And kids are getting a little older now. They were around when I was doing YouTube stuff before, but they're getting a little older now, and work stuff is settling into a little bit more of a manageable situation. So I have made a bit of a return, and we've been playing a whole bunch of games. Now, all of this content that used to exist on this channel that I'm talking about, and it's not there anymore. What happened? Well, first of all, none of it basically was accessible in Germany, because, like, apparently nothing in video games is accessible in Germany on YouTube. That's what happens all the time. But also, I would say 90% of it, maybe 80% of it, was making other people money, because other people had claimed these videos, and I like I say, I didn't have time to deal with copyright claims. Well, and they weren't copyright claims in the sense that they're strikes. They're copyright claims in the sense that other people were claiming these videos as their intellectual property, and I didn't have time to refute these claims. It's a process, and when you're dealing with 1,600 videos, that is a very significant amount of time, and I just didn't have the time or want to put in the effort to deal with it at the time. And that was one thing. Making other people money doesn't mean that they're not necessarily videos of mine. Yeah, I suppose. But if somebody else is going to call it their intellectual property, you know what? You can go ahead and publish it yourself, as far as I'm concerned, because it's not yours. And I ended up removing all those. They were a headache. It was a colossal headache having to deal with that stuff. And we just started anew, and I'm going to keep up on anything along those lines this time. This time around, it's not copyrighted. That's the big deal this time. This time around, it's are you advertiser friendly or not? And Battle Brothers has several videos that have been hit with not advertiser friendly, but they have mostly been released. Only video number 1 and 3 are still actually called not advertiser friendly, whereas I think basically every single one of them, about 2 days after it goes live, not after I upload it, but after it goes live, gets flagged as not advertiser friendly, and then within a day it comes back again. So that's a thing. But that's apparently the new thing, right? These days is the whole advertiser friendly thing. So that's a little bit of a background about the channel's past. Again, if you aren't familiar with where we're coming from. What kinds of things did we play in the past? We played a lot of Crusader Kings 2. It was mostly live stream archives from the Twitch stream. I used to be a Twitch streamer. I streamed League of Legends with a fantastic crew of people. After we sort of stopped playing there, I streamed a whole bunch of other shit. I did a lot of Crusader Kings 2. We streamed Stalker. We streamed Elder Scrolls games, all kinds of stuff. We had Elder Scrolls games on the playthroughs here. We had Mass Effect through Mass Effect 3. We had 1, 2, and 3 up. I was actually starting a second campaign of Mass Effect 3, like a year or two after it came out, basically, campaign of Mass Effect 3. So that was some fun stuff. We had all of that going on. We had, what else? Long War, XCOM. Long War was one of the last games that we played on the channel. We had 2 classic Iron Man playthroughs of XCOM. Enemy Unknown first, and then Enemy Within. We had a Long War. We didn't finish the Long War campaign because I was playing on like beta 13, I think. I think that's when I was playing, and it was just bugged to shit. Maybe it was beta 14. Was beta 15 or 16 basically the 1.0 release candidate? Basically, every time you used the flamethrower on a mech in the version that I was using, you ran the risk of, is the mission going to lock up or not? So you'd have to reload like 15,000 times in order to get it to work, and it was quite a hassle. But yeah, these are the kinds of things that we played a lot of. We've come back. I started back up again specifically because I wanted to share Long War 2 gameplay with people. Long War was a big hit, and I was really, really looking forward to Long War 2 rescuing XCOM 2 for me, because I was not a fan of the implementation of XCOM 2 as it was. And you know, I'm not necessarily a fan of some of the things in Long War 2 either, but I was really looking forward to it, and we brought Long War 2 content back, or to the channel, and I wanted to share that. And at the same time, I also had a couple other games that I really wanted to share again. I wanted to play some Factorio and share the experience with people, because it's a very Bob Ross-esque experience, Factorio, for me. I just want to share that relaxing atmosphere that Factorio can, except, you know, when it's freaking hectic and you've got aliens killing everybody and, you know, whatever, right? I wanted to share some Factorio. I wanted to possibly share some RimWorld as well, because again, RimWorld is one of these awesome games, and it's been getting more popular, more and more popular. I don't want to sound like too much of a hipster, but I was kind of around when it was a brand new thing. But yeah, no, like really, I'm so glad that RimWorld has been becoming such a popular game lately, and I wanted to share it as well. So that's sort of the reason that I decided, you know what, I think I have the time to do this. Let's get back onto YouTube. So we played through the first Long War 2 campaign, and we ended it because patch 1.2 basically caused my game to crash, and I would have had to go back to the first facility that we liberated in order to continue. And I looked over the campaign and I'm like, this just isn't worth backtracking that far for this campaign. We didn't know, we had a good understanding of the mechanics going in, but not of all the mechanics, and honestly it was probably going to be a lost campaign. We were in not a terrible position, but it probably would have been a loss. And I understand that. I understood it at the time. Even though we were in a good fighting position, we might have been able to eke it out. But, you know, ultimately, we had the decision made for us by Pavonis. Patch 1.2, apparently, I don't know why, just wouldn't work on any saves after that first liberation. So instead of going back a whole bunch of missions, I decided scrap it, let's start again. I'd been playing a practice campaign at the time. I wanted to apply a lot of the new techniques I had built up there, and we did great. Long War 2 Season 2 was fantastic. We made a few modifications to the game, in addition to just, you know, gameplay mods that we added. We made a few config changes to Long War 2. The Grenadier changes ultimately didn't make the game easier for us because I hardly ever used them. I really want to use Grenadiers more in the future. So we gave ourselves Flashbanger and Smoker on Grenadiers because I wanted to get more use out of Flashbangs and Smoke Grenades, and we almost never used Grenadiers even with those changes, which would have made them OPAF. And I feel kind of bad about that. So those changes didn't really make things easier on us. There were a few other changes that sort of factored in, I suppose, but for the most part, it was a veteran Long War 2 playthrough with a few flavor changes, and we did great. We did absolutely fantastic. I think ultimately we only lost like one soldier or maybe two, and some rebels I think we lost, but like it was fan-fucking-tastic, guys. Like, amazing outcome, and we weren't really threatened on the strategic map along the way. Oh, we also had, like, you know, the facility leads mod, but I think we only did maybe one facility that we got from that scanning for facilities mod. So I don't think we were really ahead on Avatar because of that. We were ahead on Avatar largely because we had vigilance really high for most of the campaign. And that was good. That was good. I was happy with that. We did really well. It came to an end at a good place. It was not as long as I was expecting it to be. I was really expecting more missions. And I had started a commander level practice campaign at the same time. And I was running way more missions in it. Probably because I was sort of adapting to what they were saying was going to happen in 1.3. So, where does this leave us now? Our campaign, our 1.2 campaign is finished. Long War 2 1.3 is about to release, and I'm going to be releasing a video soon, episode 0 of our Long War 2 Season 3. And it's going to go over some of the config changes and mods that I'm going to be using for Long War 2 version 1.3. And cover some of that stuff as just sort of background information. Long War 2, I said about a week ago that it looks like it might be out within the next week. They have a lot of internal testers and people making really bold statements right now about, you know, migrating your campaign and all these things. The second batch of translations went down. It's currently 12:36 a.m. on the 14th of May, and I expect maybe like the first couple days of the week, Monday or Tuesday, very good chance that it could be out and I'll be playing it then. If not, whatever. You know, I just put a lot of rookies in the line of fire by saying that, but I honestly think that that could be the case. And as soon as that's out, we're going to be playing it. Long War 2 is going to get a 1 video a day release at noon GMT. Shit. I've been releasing Battle Brothers at 3. I have not been releasing Battle Brothers at noon. And I've been releasing Pendor at 9. I have been releasing my videos assuming this here, this GMT column, is actually Central Time. So, let's just ignore that for a second. Ignore this whole first column. And let's call this noon Central Time. And actually it's not CST anymore, is it? Let's just go noon Central Time. This is North American Central Time. I live in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, and I release by my time zone. Because, again, this is me sharing my experiences. This is not me trying to get rich in an entertainment scheme. This is just me sharing my gameplay. Sharing the experience that I have when I play. Anyway, I'm going to be releasing Long War 2 at noon Central Time. And it will be a 1 video a day thing unless I get a really big backlog built up, in which case we might increase it to 2 videos a day. Prophecy of Pendor still goes strong. As we say, the dragon is strong in the north. I mean, we're not playing Ravenstern, and we are currently situated in the south. But Prophecy of Pendor is going strong. I never have more than like 3 to 5 videos of backlog of this at a time, because Prophecy of Pendor takes a long time to make videos for, because what you're not seeing at this point in the campaign is 15 battles against 20 strong groups of highwaymen every single video, right? You're not seeing a lot of this stuff that I'm just not showing anymore, since we're beyond it, and it would literally just bog down the videos. So I'm showing a little bit more like content that's relevant to the stuff that we are at in Pendor, and because of that, you know, a half-hour video, 20 minutes to a half-hour video might take an hour and a half to actually capture, because it's not a straight half-hour of gameplay necessarily. So Prophecy of Pendor just does not generate as many videos as quickly as our other series do, and because of that, I can't generate a big backlog of them, and because I can't do that, I can't realistically offer them twice a day. I don't have that much time to play. I'm on vacation right now. I took 4 weeks of vacation, end of April through throughout May. I have 1 more week of vacation to go as of right now, and I'm getting lots of content out right now. But when I'm not on vacation, I have like 2 hours at the end of the day before I gotta go to bed and wake up tired the next morning to go to work to make stuff. And I just don't have the time to make Prophecy of Pendor and publish anything else alongside of it at a 2 video-a-day schedule. Friday nights I get a little bit more time, obviously. Saturdays and Saturday nights I get a little bit more time, obviously, as well. But realistically speaking, I just don't have the time to be making more than 1 video a day of this. But, you know, who knows? Maybe if we do get a huge backlog going again, we're open to whatever. The other game we've been playing recently is Battle Brothers. Battle Brothers, I've had a lot of fun with. It might be my game of 2017 at this point. I don't know yet. I mean, 2017 is young, so we can't be sure. But Battle Brothers, so right now, I don't know exactly how many are published. I think we have somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 or so videos published right now. Like, actually up on YouTube. They've been releasing 1 a day. They've been releasing for about 10 days, not even 2 weeks now. And I played for like 2 days before I started actually publishing these videos. And I am at... So 12 days. We've been playing Battle Brothers for less than 2 weeks. And I have 82 videos for it made right now. As of today, I have 82 videos for it. So, beginning on Monday, which is Monday, May 15th, 2017, Battle Brothers is becoming a twice daily publish for a week. I'm going to run this as a sample for a week and see if engagement still stays up on it. If I'm finding that like the second video of the day or something is really just not being watched, I'd rather people get the content and actually enjoy it than have their inboxes spammed with it and just skip over it, right? Again, this isn't about the money and the views. My videos haven't even had advertisements on them for the last 2 months because my MCN hasn't been advertising on my videos. I gave them the boot. The 22nd is when I go back on to Google AdSense directly, but I haven't even been getting advertisements on my videos for the last 2 months. And it's not about that. It's about literally if people aren't going to enjoy it, if they're just going to skip over it because there's too much of it, then I don't want to publish it. I will just publish an extra one we'll make it last twice as long, right? It'll go for an extra how many months instead. It's fine by me. I don't mind. Like I say, I don't have a lot of time to make a lot of this content, so if I can make it stretch for even more months, then great. But yeah, so next week we're going to do a sample. We might extend the sample into the week after, so expect that. A Battle Brothers twice daily, and if it looks consistent, if it looks like we're getting consistent viewership on both of the Battle Brothers videos throughout the day, then we will continue that for the foreseeable future. Like I say, we're at 82 videos right now, and we're still going strong, so we'll see how that goes. Now, where does that leave us? That leaves us with a few time slots here. These are the time slots that I would consider releasing videos in, by the way, and I do release according to schedule. I don't release at whatever fucking time I please. Pardon my French. So, 6 a.m. Central Time, mighty early. 9 a.m. noon, 3 p.m., 6 p.m., 9 p.m., midnight, and 3 a.m. This should really be up at the top, but, you know, whatever. Actually, this is the way it should be, right here. You know, noon, 3, 6, blah, 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 and all that kind of stuff. But it is not meant to be necessarily, so that means we need content. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 potential slots every day. I currently am filling 3 as of Monday. As soon as Longware 2 comes out, we will be filling another one. The Factorio series, our Factorio Not 15 Learning series, was in this noon time slot up until recently. It ran 14 episodes, so 2 full weeks. Again, we were just learning the game, and now it's going to be replaced by Longware 2. I have a bunch of games that I would consider playing. Factorio appears here 3 times. Factorio Not 15 was our vanilla learning series. Factorio multiplayer, I would like to play multiplayer potentially if I, you know, decide I want to play with any particular person. I'll keep the idea open. I don't know. I tend to be a little bit secluded when it comes to things, except for people that I know. Factorio Mini Megabase, though, is the series that I want to sort of get into when I get a full series going again. Now that the mods are coming out, the beautiful thing about mods are you can miniaturize a lot of stuff, and I like the idea of a base that can put out the throughput of a mega base with a small footprint. Still needs engineering to make work, but a smaller footprint than the giant mega base that just spans thousands of leagues on a server, right? So yeah, I think we might want to try and get into something like that. RimWorld, I would love to play some RimWorld. Maybe I'll do that this week. I mean, I have 82 videos of Battle Brothers. Maybe if I start playing Long War 2 right away and I decide, you know, I need to step away from Long War 2, maybe I'll play some RimWorld. Be great. Long War, the original Long War. This is not something you can expect sometime soon, but perhaps when we're done with this Long War 2 campaign, the one that's coming up, maybe we'll consider some original Long War again. We never finished our initial campaign. Long War takes hundreds of videos, the original one, to get through. Like, it's a long war. Also, perhaps maybe XCOM 2 Legendary Iron Man, like vanilla, or not vanilla, modified, but not Long War 2 specifically, on a Legendary Iron Man. That could be cool. Prophecy of Pendor, we're already playing it. I'm thinking when we finish this Prophecy of Pendor series, maybe we'll play a Florus mod campaign. Maybe we'll play a Prophecy of Pendor Pretty Female campaign and be a commander on the field instead of a soldier, although we'll eventually become a soldier as well, either way. Crusader Kings 2. One of the things that really gave us a lot of subscribers in the past. Not like the first game we had on the channel. We played Civilization 5 was the first game that we had on the channel shortly after it came out. Crusader Kings 2, actually no, even before that, World of Warcraft was the first thing that was on this channel. And those videos were deleted by the time I started playing Civ 5 stuff. But CK2, yeah, maybe we'll get back into a little bit of CK2. There's a lot of really fun stuff happening in that game, and I love the emergent storytelling that you can get from there. Absolutely fantastic. I would love to do another campaign of that in the future. Also, EU4 and Hearts of Iron 3. Great games. Would definitely love to do them. Stardew Valley. I played Stardew Valley late in 2016 and loved it. I actually played it with my wife. She sat with me. We played together. It's not a multiplayer game, although there are multiplayer mods for it. They're not very good. But we just sat together, played single player, and it was fan-fucking-tastic. I had been thinking about playing it for a long time, and I just committed to playing the damn game, and holy crap, it ate so much of my time. Tropico 5 was always a favorite of mine. Awesome city building. All the Tropicos have always been. I maybe we'll play some of that. We used to play Tropico on the old channel too. We had some Tropico 3 and Tropico 4 gameplay. I don't know if we ever did Tropico 5 on the channel. I think we streamed it. But yeah, could be fun. Prison Architect. I definitely streamed Prison Architect. Never had it on YouTube, I don't think. But we definitely streamed Prison Architect for a couple days. Super fun game as well. Love it. It's been in full release for a while now. Fortress Craft Evolved. If you're familiar with Minecraft, it's similar in concept, but also different in concept. Would love to get into a little bit of that. Check it out if you've never seen it. Battle Brothers we've been playing, and I don't expect that I'm going to stop playing anytime soon. Minecraft Feed the Beast multiplayer. I've been toying with the idea of starting up a server again. We had a lot of Minecraft on the old channel as well. We had a single player playthrough in what version was it? 1.52 I think was the single player version that we had on the channel. We had multiplayer in, I think, 1.5, 1.6, and 1.7. Various different mod packs. Ramek joined us for that, and it was fantastic. And I'm definitely toying with the idea of maybe starting up a Minecraft server again. Maybe, depending on how the channel grows in the future, we could afford that off of revenue. That's sort of one thing that I did in the past. Our Resident Rive server was very expensive, and a chunk of it was paid for off of our channel revenue. And Factorio multiplayer, as I had mentioned before. All of these are possibilities for any of these open time slots. Most likely 6 o'clock is the next one we're going to be filling, though. So, yeah, I think that's about it. I think that's a good indication of what the state of this channel is. Like I say, we're at 82 videos of Battle Brothers. Pendor, I'm honestly, I'm only good until Tuesday. So 2 more days on Prophecy of Pendor, so I'm going to be playing that again very soon. And then Long War 2 is going to be going again as soon as that starts up. There will be a Long War 2 Season 3, version 1.3, Episode 0 coming out very soon, probably no later than tomorrow, most likely. That will cover a lot of the mods that we expect to play with in Long War 2 and the config changes that we're going to make. Sounds good? Sounds good. It's been fantastic to be back. And I love so much that we're getting a lot of traction very early on in our return. I mean, I know we had well over 1,000 subscribers that we came back with, but it's fantastic that we've been getting some great traction early in our return. I love seeing the comments. Comments are something that we never got a ton of in the past. We had a few people who liked to comment, but commenting was just not a thing so much in the past, and I love to see comments. I love to see engagement. I love to see people actually sharing this experience, because that's what the goal here is. This isn't make money. This isn't entertain you. That seems a little weird, me saying that, right? This isn't make money, and this isn't entertain you, the viewer. I'm not here making entertainment. What I'm here to do is share the gameplay experience. The feeling that I want to share is that feeling that I had when I was a kid and I had my friend over, right? And we would play Turtles in Time, like on the Super Nintendo. And we would beat the game on normal difficulty, right? We'd spend the night, we'd beat the game on normal difficulty, and then Splinter would come up on the screen after the credits roll and everything and go, ha ha ha, you did great, my sons, but, you know, a true ninja master beats the game on the expert difficulty. And we'd look at each other and we'd go, well, I guess we got to start again on expert, and we would do that. And that is the feeling that I'm trying to recapture here, this feeling of sharing the gameplay experience with people, not just, you know, locking it into yourself. And that is the objective. Anyway, thank you for being here on the return to this journey. This video did turn out to be a half hour after all, but I am fine with that. If you made it this far into it, I hope this last little bit of insight is heartwarming for you, I suppose. Thanks again, and I hope to see you in the next game.